Good afternoon. I am getting ready to take my camper out for the first time, pulling behind the Silverado EV. I went ahead and adjusted the hitch and weight distribution for this truck. It's about 2 inches higher than my F-150 was. And without weight distribution, the back end squatted 1 inch and the front end went up 1/2 inch. So with weight distribution, I've got that down to 1/2 inch in the back and no change in the front. So ideally you keep that to less than 1/2 inch. So I'm going to be using weight distribution with this. I'll show you some details about my camper here in just a minute. My plan is to go about 48 miles to Athens, just between Chattanooga and Knoxville. On the way, there's White Oak Mountain, which I don't call it a mountain, it's a big hill, but anyway, we'll go up White Oak Mountain. It's pretty small. I will show some of the energy use going up, and I'm going to see how it feels acceleration-wise going up the mountain. But once we get over the mountain, it's mostly relatively flat. It'll be some ups and downs, but I'm going to do a 10-mile section going 4 different speeds. 55, 60, 65, and 70. And I'll give you energy use for those 10-mile sections going those different speeds. Be interesting to see how the truck does. We're starting out with a charge of 80%, and we'll see what we are after we get back from almost 100-mile round trip. Here's the setup. Looks good, I think. Matches well. And I got my weight distribution on and everything ready to go with the truck. And I'm super excited to see what this does. First time I've ever had it out pulling anything at all. All right, so I'll show you the weights and things on the camper. There's the weight distribution. Here is my camper specs. It gives it in kilograms, 2282, if I'm calculating this right, 5,030 pounds with nothing on it. We probably have 500 or so pounds of gear and equipment inside right now. Maximum gross vehicle weight, 6,700s. So I'm probably getting close to that when we have water and additional food and things packed for a actual trip. I need to actually go weigh this sometime when we're going on a trip and find out exactly what it weighs. But I'm guessing I'm around 5,500 pounds right now, the way the camper is. All right, here we go. All right, here we are getting ready to go. Oh boy. So I thought we were going to be hung up there. I'm going to reset trip number 2. I'm going to try to set things up so you can see the screen, hopefully both. I'm at 80% state of charge. I have been messing around, moving the truck around with the camper and stuff. So it's only showing a range of 219. That really goes up and down a lot depending on what you've done recently. I've seen it as high as 399. At 80%, and now it is 219. So I will try to let you see some of the screens as we go and give you updates along the way. Okay, we are just about to go over White Oak Mountain, 1.2 miles per kilowatt hour. You can see from this graph, really big difference depending on whether you're going uphill or downhill. The truck is regenerating well, anywhere from 0.5 miles per kilowatt hour up to over 3. Doesn't go above 3. But I'm going to show you the energy use going up this little mountain we have here and see how the response is. I'm not planning on getting in the truck lane, just see if I can hold speed and keep up with regular traffic. Pretty busy traffic, so we'll do what we can up here. This drives really well. I can feel the camper, but it's not pushing me middle part here. All right, here we go. So I am able to accelerate easily past these trucks like they're not even there. This is amazing. You can't see my face, but I'm smiling. So this is as good as accelerating in a Tesla, just with the trailer. So it's awesome. Nothing feels like this in a gas truck. So definitely using the energy, but I am able to drive as fast as I want to. Have plenty of power left to accelerate going uphill here. I should explain that 219 was after the truck adjusted for having a trailer plugged into it. So it was showing a range of 219 when we started at 80%. All right, so once we get over this mountain here, I'm gonna stop first chance I get safely and get out of the truck and reset the current trip and do a 55 mile per hour test. Okay, just general driving around. I got 1.1 miles per kilowatt hour, 18 miles of driving. That was some secondary, some interstate, going over the little mountain we had. And I'm going to reset and start a 55 mile per hour check. I will be thrilled if I get 0.9 going on the interstate, and anything better than that's going to be gravy. But let's see what it does. Here we are at 10 miles going 55, 1.3 miles per kilowatt hour. And you can see we're down to 69% on the battery, gone 28.8 miles, averaging 1.1. All right, we'll do the 60 mile per hour test coming up. All right, I'll let you see some of the trip here, a view out of the mirrors, what's going on. You can see it's not great mirror wise, but adequate. I'll probably use a backup camera just to see what's going on behind me. I don't have that hooked up today. We're doing a 60 test right now. Here we are at 10.3 miles on the 60 mile per hour test, 1.1 miles per kilowatt hour. We're down to 63%, 41 miles in. Here we are with Google. It says we can get home and 47 miles. I'm almost halfway, and we'd be at 49%. So we've used almost 20. So I don't think the truck is telling Google that we're pulling a trailer and adjusting estimations at all. So that's disappointing. That Google won't update based on your driving conditions or what you're pulling. Okay, here we are halfway, 47 miles, 1.1 miles per kilowatt hour. We're at 61%, so almost 20% used to go 47 miles. We will start the 65 mile per hour test, and I'll let you know how that goes here in a minute. Here we are at 10 miles going 60, 1.1 miles per kilowatt hour. I'm sorry, 65, 1.1 miles per kilowatt hour. All right. Okay, total trip 93.8 miles, almost 94, 1 mile per kilowatt hour. And the battery's down to 39%. I was at 80 to start, so 41% to go, 94 miles. Alright, I'll give you a few final thoughts while I'm getting the rest of the way home. We'll update you on percentage and miles per kilowatt hour overall. Right now we're still 1 mile per kilowatt hour, 72 miles into this test. This truck pulls really good. It's planted. The camper doesn't push it around. I can do 70 easily. No feeling of movement. The trailer, I think you see it behind us, just tracking really well. I put the gain pretty low, 1.5, so getting as much regen as possible. My F-150, whenever I got above 65 or so, it started feeling some movement and not a good feeling. So going 70 was challenging with that. But this truck has no issues at all. I can see going between 65 and 70 easily on a trip with this truck. I do feel like some of those calculations of miles per kilowatt hour may not have been finished in 10 miles of calibration, because it starts out at 2.1 every time you reset the trip meter or the current trip, and it's adjusting down for all of these. They're well below 2.1, and so don't be surprised if these numbers aren't a little bit lower than what I told you, but that's what it was for 10 miles. And as I said, 70 miles in, we're getting 1 mile per kilowatt hour. So I'm going to be thrilled if I get 0.9 out of this on a regular basis pulling. 0.8 to 0.9 is what I'm expecting. So overall, a great experience. I guess I should have told you about the trailer.